Hello fellow video gaming minions, how you doing? You doing alright? Alrighty then. Well, I'm going to reply to your questions from which I got asked, and there was only a few questions what I've got asked, and I'm looking at them right now, and I don't want to delay it too much, so let's just get straight into it and let's reply to them, shall we? Okay, and the first questions are from Blue Hedgehog Man 17. What are your most favourite personal video game series? And he lists the name of them. And I don't really have a personal favourite video game series, I'm afraid, because I've still got to play a lot more of them to actually make that definitive choice of making what it is my most favourite one. So at the particular moment in time, I don't really have a favourite series. What was the very first system you owned since you were a kid? That would be the N64. Yep. The very first system I owned was actually the Nintendo 64, and I'm really loving it as well. I really love that system. Number 3. What do you do in your spare time when you're not playing video games or on YouTube? I basically take each day as it comes. Every day is different. I usually just go out, or go out for walks, go out for bike riding, or go to the gym rather, or just spend time socialising with my associates. Or sometimes every Friday I go to the Retro Gaming Club, which is on for just a couple of hours. We play retro games, that's quite fun. So that's every Friday. I go and do that. Yeah, that's quite fun. Yeah. Number 4. Besides Sonic and Mario themselves, who are your favourite characters from their series? I like Knuckles from Sonic series. I really do like him. From the Mario series, it's kind of hard. I would have to say Luigi. Second rated to Mario. To be honest, even though Mario's got the spotlight on him, but I wouldn't say they're my most favourite because it's quite hard. Because I do like more of the Mario and Sonic family. So those are the only ones I can think of for now. 5. Who is your favourite video game villain? And you gave some good examples there. I don't have a favourite video game villain yet because I've still got to play a whole barrage of video games, and in order to have a look at who else is there out there who can be a good villain. So I don't really have a favourite video game villain just yet. And 6. If you had a favourite video game subscriber, who would he or she be and why? If I had a favourite subscriber, it would have to be Wardog261291. Reason being, throughout the years I've known him on YouTube, we've stuck together, been supporting each other for a long time. I've been watching his videos, he's been watching mine. We became really good YouTube mates, and we did quite a bit good socialising on Facebook. And ever since I've known him, just been encouraging each other to keep going on. We both do what we enjoy, which is upload videos to YouTube, a little hobby. We both have a passionate interest in gaming, and so we just share that with each other. And Wardog261291. I recommend you go to his account as well. I see I can put his account in the little virtual hickey down below, which is the good old subscription. 7th, wow, you ask a lot of questions. Have you played any games from the Crazy Taxi series? If so, which ones and from which systems? Crazy Taxi for the Dreamcast. That's the one I played. I loved that game when it came out. Really arcade style, classic racing, good car game. Absolutely phenomenal. I loved it. Question 8. Who are your favourite fighters for Mortal Kombat? Mortal Kombat trilogy, I would say it's... I like Cyrax, I like Sector and Smoke, and I like Noob Saibot and Rain. Those are probably my favourite fighters from the Mortal Kombat. Killer Instinct, Saberwolf was definitely one of them, and Jago, TJ combo was quite hard to play as because he's more of a charge map character, but I really did like TJ combo. Street Fighter, Sagat, Fei Long, Ken, those 3 from Street Fighter. Depend which version you're on about, because There are very different versions of different games, so I just have to say which ones I like them from. Tekken. I like Law and Lei. Yeah, Law and Lee. I think they're probably one of my most favourite ones in Tekken. And Eddie Cordo. I really do enjoy being Eddie Cordo in Tekken. Soul Calibur, definitely Maxi. If it's Soul Calibur 1, it's Maxi, because that's definitely my favourite character in that game. I remember when that game was released on the Dreamcast, and I was playing that game non-stop. It was one of my most favourite fighting games of all time. That is definitely Maxi from Soul Calibur. Number 9. Have you played any other racing games besides the Mario Kart series? I've played tons. I've played all sorts of racing car games. Yeah, I played all sorts of ones. Have you played any other shooting games besides GoldenEye? Yeah, I played a lot. Played a lot of shooting games. And I can see the reason why you say GoldenEye, because it's one of the classics, but definitely I have played other shooting games. Yeah, I've got a lot of them in my collection as well. Trying not to get too many of them. Trying to broaden out my genre. What is that? Question 11. Are you familiar with any Nickelodeon cartoon game shows aired in the UK? I used to watch Nickelodeon when I was younger, but it was aired in the UK. But I just can't think for the life of me which cartoons were actually on it. I used to watch it, but I guess I was more interested in Cartoon Network at the time. Number 12. Do you use any other social media websites such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even Skype? And do you have DeviantArt? No, I don't have DeviantArt. I don't really use Twitter much. I hardly use Facebook. I'm not really on Instagram or Skype. No. So that's Blue Hedgehog Man. Thank you very much for asking me your questions. Hopefully, I hope I didn't disappoint you too much with the answers. I'm trying to keep this really simple as well, because if I had my proper editing software, I could actually edit, the long pauses out and actually, make something of these questions. But I can only keep it simple and brief. So thank you very much for asking me your questions. I hope I did a good job answering them. Okay, next YouTuber is 90s Gaming Channel. 2 questions from me. What's your favourite game of all time? For me, it's either Tomb Raider 4, Mass Effect 1, or Arkham City. I don't have a favourite game of all time, I'm afraid, but if any game comes relatively close to that question, it would have to be Shenmue for the Dreamcast. I really, really did love that game. I played it over and over and over again. That and Rayman for the PlayStation 1. I played that over and over and over again. I love that game to bits. And 2, what type of music are you into? And what are your favourite bands? I like metal, I like reggae, I like R&B, pop, hip hop, mostly power metal. I like Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, those type of bands, Motorhead, some from the Thrash. I like just those bands mostly. I listen to actually at the moment. So I like the Who. They're my favourite British rock and roll band. That's for now. That's all I can think of at the moment. I'm a bit sleepy on those other answers. I did have quite a few bands I listened to as well. I listened to Gamma Ray. I like Gamma Ray. They're pretty good. I like their metal guitar riffs. And was that your 2 questions? Thank you very much for asking me. 90s Gaming Channel. Next is Scribble Sam Animation. 1. Do you have an N64? Yes, I do. Name me 5 favourite games on that system. They don't have to be in any order. Well, I don't have really 5 favourite games on that system, but I really can't name you 5 favourite games because I like all sorts of games on them. I don't really have any 5 favourite games until I played every single title on the N64, which is over 300 odd games. So until that time, that list is going to have to be completely empty for now. 2. Do you have any favourite games on any console that you are embarrassed to admit that you enjoyed? No, I don't actually. I actually don't. And thank you very much, Scribble Sam Animation, for your questions. Jumpman81, what brought you back to playing your retro consoles? It never left me. I've always wanted to keep in touch with them, to be honest. I never moved on from it and then thought I'd move back because I've getting sick and tired of modern. What is modern now will be retro soon. If it's like saying, oh, PS3 came out, playing all this and those other games. I can see where you came from on that question, but it never left me. I've always been playing on my old consoles, which is good. I just had them more of a collection, when I began to appreciate how awesome they were, when I started to look at gaming as a whole, from a different perspective, as playing on modern consoles, which wasn't really that good. Okay, and last but not least is Basler123. What do you enjoy in particular about retro gaming compared to modern gaming? What I enjoy is the replay value, and the fact that they are primarily video games. I love the old characters, I love the level designs, I love the video gaming music, I love the gaming aspect as a whole on those systems. It just draws me in a lot more than what modern does. Modern tries to be a bit more fancy. Retro has that certain charm that it can just never be destroyed. And 2, how do you decide if a game is good or bad? Well, I decide if it's good or bad, if it's worth my money. I look at the reviews or gameplay of it, and I think I'll go and get it. The deciding factor is the replay value. For me, it's got to be the replay value. Because if I don't like a game, it doesn't have much replay value, then there's no point me even having it. That's one factor. That's a good question, actually. Yeah, but just to stick with that for now. So those are the questions that I've got asked. Thank you very much for asking me those questions. I hope you enjoyed me responding to them. I hope I didn't bore you too much. And may retro gaming